Welcome back to another episode of the South by East podcast, where we talk about everything from the scriptures, the culture, and music, and in between. Glad to be back. Brell, where are we at today?
Oh, John, we glad to have you back. It's lonely in here by myself. Man, you know, if anyone knows me well, you know that hip-hop is one of my favorite genres. It meant a lot to me, and I especially love when I see artists in the secular space exploring their faith.
Yeah.
And I don't know that there was a bigger, straight secular artist, loved by the streets, who was also exploring his faith and faith-based things in a way more than Mr. DMX. Like a lot of people in the old hip hop community is like, man, that was a street prophet. He's a prophet.
In some people's eyes, the right reverend.
Yeah, exactly. He's the right reverend. You know what I'm saying? So, so DMX is known for deep introspective lyrics and for just having some hard hitting stuff. But one of his biggest records is the Rough Riders Anthem, and he said that he did not want to write that record. Let's check out this video and see why that is.
That was Chris Beats' first record, and that was one of the fastest songs I wrote. I wrote it in about 15 minutes, and I actually didn't want to write it. I didn't want to do that song. The beat was simple and repetitive, you know what I mean? And the flow I came up with was just like so many other songs with so much substance. I was like, the song is like an ABCs, like elementary. I'm glad I did do it. You know what I mean? I listened. This was like, yo, just do it. Just do this. And it worked out. I would never revisit it because, we did a remix to it, but I wouldn't do another version of it because it is its own thing. You know what I'm saying?
Man, so you said it was so simple. He did not want to do the record. They had to talk him into doing the record. But that is one of DMX's most iconic song.
And everybody, that's in my college days that they came out. And so I was actually in college, and like everybody wanted an ATV where they could
want to ride out,
man, look,
stop, drop. But I was watching that, man, and it blows my mind how sometimes we think in order to make the most impact, we have to do something that is revolutionary. It has to be complex, and we got to load it up with something deep. Sometimes the things that connect the most with people are the simplest.
Yeah, we heard the same thing on Manny Fresh. His song, I'm trying to remember his big hit.
And he said that was too simple.
Yeah, they were like Wayne.
It might have been Back It Up. It might have been.
No, it wasn't. Well, Juvie didn't like the intro.
Juvie did not like back that thing up.
He didn't like the intro to that. He thought, oh, this we need to change something else. But that's one of the most iconic, classic and iconic things about that song. And Manny's song was about
was it Big Timers?
No, it wasn't Big Timers. It was not Stay Fly. That's 3-6. And about his baby mama, different things of that nature in the song.
It's gonna come to me.
It's gonna come to us. Yeah. So it's one of those deals where you see that quite often, and that process of doing the thing anyway, doing the thing anyway, and doing what you do, even when you don't feel like doing it, because you never know the result of it. But doing the thing.
Yeah, and I think So DMX said he wrote that song in 15 minutes. Yeah. I've worked with a lot of burgeoning songwriters, as they might call themselves. They can't do that because making something simple is actually a result of mastery. Making something that is easy enough for people to digest it, but that comes from a wealth of skill and background, takes a level of mastery that most people rarely get to. And he's at a point where he never said, like, I didn't like the song, like the song wasn't good. He said it was too easy for me. I got more complex things, but making something simple takes a lot of skill.
Here's the deal. One of my hobbies is cooking. And I was surprised. I was hearing this famous chef one time giving an interview, and he said, you know what his test was when a new cook wanted to come into his kitchen to be on his staff?
What?
Cook scrambled eggs.
Scrambled eggs.
If you can cook a perfectly cooked scrambled egg, and like with no brown on it, different things of that nature, and he's like, oh, it shows the skill you have. And it was like, what? Like a scrambled
eggs.
Yeah, and it was like one of those deals where he's like, yeah, this is what I test new cooks on is, can they cook a perfectly cooked scrambled egg? Something simple, man.
Right.
Like that's one of the first things you learn, like in cooking. But it's like, you know, in our mind, like we can't wait to get to the omelet.
Right.
And all the stuff in it.
Right.
And there's some about simplicity. You know, we used to laugh. We talk about all the time the types of bread we had in our house. You know, but like what you use them for. And well, man, some of the best burgers you ever had in your life were just
on that sandwich bread.
On that sandwich bread, right? Like wasn't a whole bunch of stuff, right? Yeah, like wasn't a whole bunch of stuff. And it's like, if you can do that, and this ties into something else for me. Rick Warren, I was out at Saddleback and heard Rick Warren talk about this at one point, and it was a church planting deal. They all this different stuff, and he also talks about it on the videos for Purpose Driven Life. He says a lot of y'all guys judge a cook and his skills based on what he can make with a full pantry. He said, but you really need to judge a cook based on what they can make with nothing in the pantry. That's what makes what Jesus did at the feeding of the 5,000 so miraculous. Because all he had was 2 fish and 5 loaves, and he made a gourmet meal. And so that is one of the deals is when the beat is repetitive, when it's not the most sophisticated, what can you do with that? Right. Can you still draw people into this experience? I always see music as this experience. Yeah. And so
yeah, man. And so two things kind of come to mind for me. Like, for one, I heard once, like, if you really understand something well, you can explain it to a first grader. If you can't explain it to a first grader, you don't understand it well enough. If you can't make it simple enough that a child can understand it, you don't understand it well.
I told you, my father in the ministry, man, he made all of us take months at a time to go teach children's church. And he's like, man, until you know the scriptures well enough to be able to teach the majority of the scriptures to that age group that is not going to give you long, like in the pocket size it like that, then you don't have the skill yet to be in front of the adults on Sunday mornings.
And that goes into my second thing, because you were talking about this earlier, doing something repetitively, building your skill. Some of what I feel have been like my best sermons are the ones that I've written recently, and they've been my easiest. But there's a few things that led to that. Number one, I've been doing it for a while, right? I've been doing it at least once a month for a couple years now. I've been doing it repetitively. But then also last year we read through the entire Bible in a year. We went through a plan with Tara Lee Cobble called the Bible Recap, where we read the entire Bible in a year. It gave me a lot of context, reading the whole Bible straight through. I think I had read the whole Bible before, but never straight through. So reading the whole Bible straight through, having that tons of context. And so I was like, all right, I have so much to draw on. And then second, we're preaching through a book. So I've already read the whole book itself several times. I've already studied the whole book. I've already done the background on the author and on where we're going. So I'm like, I have so much context that now when I read a passage, I'm like, okay, I have all these things I could draw on. This is kind of where I want to go. Now let me go do a little research to make sure that the other things I'm pulling in are relevant and that I make sure I understand the original language. No, yeah, that's it. I want to make sure that I'm not exactly. I don't want to be doing too much. I don't want it more to me than the scripture. But once I've done that, I'm ready to write. Like I'm done, and I'm giving my initial thoughts, because often those are my clears. When I sit down to write, if I spend too much time writing, I will go back through and end up editing out half the sentences, because most of them are unnecessary. Most of the time I can speak my sermons in 15 minutes.
Yeah, and it's just, like I said, doing the thing, and it's the simple things, man. It's the simple things, and that don't always seem glamorous.
Right.
But man, Mr. Miyagi might have been on to something.
Mr. Miyagi.
When he was teaching Daniel how to
Wax on, wax off.
how to paint the fence, right?
Right.
And there was like this simple thing, and just like Daniel's son, we don't always get it in the lesson. We don't always pick up like, what is this even useful for?
Right.
And it's not until later that we're like, man, I'm glad that I learned that skill, and that like I took time to like really hone that skill.
Right.
Right.
So how about y'all though? What are the areas where you want to go back to basics, or what's your favorite DMX song? We want to see them down in the comments, man. Continue to comment, like, subscribe, or follow us, depending on what type of platform you're on. And make sure to share this with a friend that you think needs to see it. And speak with us on Facebook or YouTube, where we're building our communities. And we'll continue to see you next week
In the intersection.